Oh, it's Chen. Oh my god, I don't know if any of you guys played Arknight before. Chen is, I still remember Chen. Dragon Lady Chen. Especially her cheap house skin from old times. Different Chen? I mean, it's probably a different Chen. It's just a name I recognize, that's all. You say it's a different Chen, but then I see immediately the first 2 seconds, and I'm like, that does not seem that different. I think a lot of these characters and their designs are definitely have their corresponding people with slightly different names. But that definitely looks like Chen from old Arknights.
The sword. Sovereign of all arms.
Wait, look at their
3 feet in
animation.
hand. Merely the mind's extension.
That is some smooth stuff.
Sword mirrors spirit. Ease follows mastery.
So she uses her sword for basically everything. Even delicate things.
With the sword, I can be a hero?
Is she fishing with her sword? What the? Wait, bro is...
The hero.
What? Bro is fishing with her sword as the pole.
The
Feels
hero
a little bit loud.
carries weight. Tales boast of thrilling
The animation is really clean.
Dream, Qianyu freedom. Yet real peace sings of fire crackle and hindsight.
Wow.
Even the sharpest blades were once raw iron, forged by fierce fire.
Ooh.
Only in worldly days, in common ways, can the steel learn to hold all your eyes have held.
Damn, okay. Actual cinema.
Chen! It's about time. I'm here. Be right down.
Qi Xiao. Is that her weapon's name? Damn! This is some quality stuff. Not even full release yet. I mean, the storytelling is very reminiscent of the trailers that we're used to seeing. But like, it feels like the game is like releasing, even though it's just a beta. It's actually kind of crazy. So polished. Also, the sword choreography is pretty impressive.
In hindsight, even the sharpest blades.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. I'm pretty sure Arknights Endfield is Unity. Is it Unity or is it Unreal Engine? This seems really sharp for Unity and like really realistic in terms of like the environment details, right?
Hero?
It's a bit sharper. Okay, looks good. I hope it becomes successful. Really feels like they went all out for this. Yeah, I think like it's pretty competitive sphere though, right? I believe in them, but then again, right, we have lots of high profile games having betas and having releases, so it's more competitive than ever. You can't really shake the core, I would say. Like the core is the triple Hoyo game plus Wuthering Waves. Besides those four, everything else kind of has to compete for the rest of the pie. So I hope that they're successful though, because their art style is the most appealing for me, and I have a lot of history with Arknights from the get-go, so there's a bit of nostalgia that I operate from. Yeah, they'll cater to a different audience for sure. The people that are more passionate about building stuff, like factory things and stuff like that, base building, that has been a core part of even the mobile Arknights, right? So I think the oversaturation in these gachas is getting to me. XDD. Why are you letting it get to you? What do you mean? There is oversaturation in gachas, but that just means that you have the right to choose what you want to play and deserves your time. In the past, we had way more in terms of demand of these games and less supply. But now our supply is infinite. That just makes your life easier. They will monetize lots of skins, won't they? I don't know how their monetization is going to be. I think it's going to be standard gacha, but they have to make it enticing, right? They have to make it enticing. And we'll see how much cosmetics play the role. Yeah, I depending on the beta, I plan to invest a good amount of time into it. I can see it becoming a core part of my content if it does well. I never felt like Blue Protocol, CC, and DNA was as anticipated as Enfield. Back when I went to Tokyo Game Show, the Enfield booth was the most packed. So if you want my 2 cents on it, I think that DNA was mostly a gimmick where the game was originally going to die, but the developers decided as a last-ditch effort that they were going to remove a core part of it. And this sold the game a lot easier to players because they were like, oh, well, I can play this game for free and not have any sunk policy, which works, right? It works. I think that Blue Protocol has a really strong footing, but it has a really hard time attracting new players, which is its biggest problem. And that's something that you can't really take away from it, right? The entry fee for Blue Protocol is pretty bad, given that you need like 2 to 4 hours of just like fucking nonstop doing nothing before you actually get to the progression system. And even then, the progression system is nice, but the UI is awful. So there's a lot of hurdles that you kind of have to get over for you to be willing to play the game. And then CZN, I think maybe the advertising just isn't as strong. Like, I think CZN's a good game. I have a lot of hours of it. I continuously have played it, and I play it off stream a lot. But I really don't know if there's any strong footage in terms of the YouTube marketing. Because I post some videos on it on my second channel, and there really isn't that much interest. I think most people, when it comes to YouTube, I think CZN is just more of a game that you play as a side. So it's a mixed bag in terms of I don't really know how far CZN's reach can really go. And most people don't even know about CZN. The thing is, between Blue Protocol, CZN, and DNA, CZN's gameplay, I think, is the most fascinating. Its chaos mode is actually really, really well done. And the gameplay loop of that game is near endless, to the point where you can choose to play hundreds of hours of chaos, or you can take a break from it because it could burn you out. Other games don't really have that. You kind of just complete the end game and that's it. You don't really have an incentive to kind of continue, right? So yeah. That's the thing, right? All of these games have good things about them. It's just a question of how well they can stabilize as games get more and more competitive. So that's my opinion. How long can they remain competitive? So yeah, I think that Arknights Enfield's marketing is the strongest out of all of them. And as long as they do a good job. So the thing is, chat, do you think if a new game comes out that's like our usual Hoyo game / Kuro game type of stuff, do you think it can be successful, or do you think it needs to do more? Because in my opinion, I find that gacha fatigue is like very strong right now. People are tired of gacha. Like, just raw tired of gacha. Like, if you make a gacha game, it's gotta be bloody fucking good for people to even consider your game. More than just 3 months. It can be successful depending on what you prefer. Like, if the story is good, I could give it a try. You are saying that if the story is good enough, the game can be successful. I think that no matter what, no matter how good the story is, if the gameplay is trash, the game will die. The most important thing of any gacha game right now is the gameplay. If the gameplay does not stick, the game is EOS. 100%. Doesn't matter how good the story is, because then you would just play a generic single player RPG, right? That's my opinion. It also extends the gameplay as well. A lot of these newer 3D gadgets have quite similar gameplay. You know, it does get boring, right? You have the 3-player, 4-player team comp with 2 abilities. You have an E ability and a Q ability most of the time, right? How long? At some point, those type of games are gonna be like, oh, it's just the same type of EQ stuff, right? I would not give it a try personally unless it has 100% guaranteed drop rate on characters, etc. Yeah, we really have to see. It's kind of. I think that Arknights does have the 100% system. Their gacha system was a bit complicated, right? Like, I remember when we were looking at the live stream beta preview for the game, and like the gacha system is better than Hoyo/Kuro right now, but also like is more complicated. You had to do a little bit of dissection to understand how the gacha worked. So we just really need to see how they work on that. All right, looking forward to it. Tomorrow I'll be trying the beta. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but like I know a lot of you guys probably think base building is boring. I don't know if a game can even be like, I don't know how you would incorporate a satisfactory Factorio type style to a gacha game. That seems like a difficult challenge. It seems like a difficult challenge. I feel like the genre of those games are so different than gacha. Like you wouldn't gacha in a game that's base building, right? Or maybe because it's free and it has gacha, you can just be F2P? Question mark? I guess. Right? Like there's the genre of games is very overlapping now that you really got to decide if something's worth your time.